Welcome to LatinPerDiem. Last time we looked at the first 4 lines of Vergil's epic poem, the Aeneid. I won't reread it, but you can refer to the previous episode if you want to hear the pronunciation. This is an epic poem written in dactylic hexameter. And we notice that the main verb here of this first sentence is the verb kano, which means I sing. Vergil, as the poet, is going to tell us what his poem is about. Kano has 2 objects, arma and virum. Now, the man of whom he sings, who is, of course, Aeneas, is described by this nice relative clause. The relative clause begins with qui, and it ends with venit, as relative clauses typically do. For example, I can say, I see a man, virum video. And what kind of a man do I see? I see a man, qui est magnus. I see a man who is large. And now this relative clause, qui est magnus, the entire clause, mind you, modifies the noun virum. What kind of a man do I see? I see a man who is large. Similarly, Vergil here describes what kind of a virum it is. It's a qui litora virum, who first came from the shores of Troy to Italy and the Lavinian banks, we might say. Now as we look at the final 2 lines of this first 4, namely multil et terris iactatus et altu, and we superum saevae memorem eunonis abiram, we note a few other interesting points. What we can see here in these final 2 lines is that the virum of whom Vergil sings, kano, is described like this: qui primus, who first, profugus, as a fugitive, ille, which means the famous or the renowned, as with the Greek general, who was called in Latin Alexander Illa Magnus, the famous or the celebrated. And Aeneas is also mentioned as being iactatus. Iactatus is a perfect passive participle built on the verb iacto, iactare. Iacto means to throw or to toss about. Here it is put in the passive, and so we're told that Aeneas was iactatus, and he was iactatus in 2 places. He was iactatus terris, on the lands, et alto, and on the deep. Some translations say much buffeted or much tossed. And why did this happen? It happened because of the violence of the gods, superum, which is a genitive plural. It happened because of the violence of the gods, on account of, the anger. What kind? The memorem anger, the unforgetting or the remembering anger. And whose was it? It was the unforgetting anger of Juno, who in turn is described as savage or fierce. And thus we have once again this nice interlocking A-B word order. We'll speak more of that next time. Thank you for joining us.